And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. God in human form coming to us. A few weeks ago, I opened up one of my first Christmas cards, and in it was a story from my classmate, Father Tom Boyer from Oklahoma City. And rather than it being a letter of so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that, there was a story in it which I want to share with you. It's the story of an Irish author who tells about his childhood. He was born into a very poor family. And so at Christmas, he only got one gift. And that gift was a truck with a wind-up motor in it. Today it would be only one video game. Pretty much the same. But oh, how he treasured that truck. That was something else. He carried it everywhere he went. A few days after Christmas, his mom said to him, "Let's go over to the convent and wish Merry Christmas to the sisters that live there." So she took him in tow, and they walked over to the convent. When they got there, they greeted the sister, and one of the sisters noticed that he got a little bored pretty quickly. So she took him over to the life-size Christmas nativity scene. She got called away, so she just left him there. And so he was looking and looking inside. And then he realized that there was Jesus laying all alone, and he didn't have any presents. So what's the little guy going to do? He just crawled in, right into the manger scene, and laid down next to Jesus and said, "Look what I got for Christmas. Do you want to play with it?" And of course he knew that babies don't know very much. So he had to show him how to wind up the engine to make it go. My friend Father Tom flipped the whole story around in the next paragraph. And he said, you know, rather than us going and climbing in next to Jesus, the real Christmas story is that Jesus comes and climbs in and is with us. And it is Jesus who comes and says, "I know you're not exactly sure how everything is supposed to work, so I'm going to show you the way. I'll teach you. Will you be my disciple?" And that is the invitation for all of us. My sister's just entered into hospice, and I went to see her the day before yesterday, and of course yesterday too. And I said to her, "I know you aren't getting to church, so guess what? Your little brother's going to give the homily to you right in person." And I told her that story. And I said, "Corrine, through all the next days, whatever happens, just remember this. Christ is crawling in the bed and being with you and showing you the way." That's for all of us. And you know, that's basically what we have as our parish mission. That we are to grow as disciples and realize that Christ is leading us on the way and teaching us, every one of us. But it's not just for ourselves. Christ is not doing this just because we're so special. He says, in fact, what I want you to do to grow as disciples so that then you can grow disciples. And you know how many wonderful people are out there. In the workplace with you, in your neighborhood, among your friends, but you also know that there's a whole set of those folks where spirituality kind of only gets a nod. And that's where you and I come in. Because there will be that moment when there will be that man or that woman or that young teenager, and the door will be open just a little bit. And that's where you and I have the chance, as disciples of Jesus, to walk in and be there with them and show them by example and words that they too can be disciples. Because Christ wants to be with them and to show them how it works. That's what the Christmas mystery is all about. Will you join me? Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the